This is the fourth in a series of videos aimed at teaching Siu Lim Tao step by step. This video is on the Tan Sau and the Wu Sau at the very beginning of what we call the first section of Siu Lim Tao. It should be done very, very slowly. In this video, it is being done about twice as fast as it should, simply so that the students can see the overview. Just go and have a look at the follow along so the students can see the correct rate of travel, but right now what we're going to do is we're going to break it down and start. The very first move is very simple. You just put your hand flat in the center of your chest with the fingers together. Now the thumb can have two positions. One is tucked in and the other one is along the side of the hand, but notice how the hand is shaped. The idea is that a blow will come in and go along the hand onto the wrist. Stop briefly at the end of every single movement before moving on to the next movement so you can examine it carefully. Right, so now the next part is you scrape your elbow hard against the side of your body. The backhand should be clenched at all times and pull back while this is going on. It's exercising as well. Now remember that the elbow does not leave the body until it's in the center behind the hand. That's very important. After that, then it starts going forward. The elbow leaves the body and goes forward and completes the tan when it's a fist and a thumb away from the center. Keep the elbow sunk, pointing towards the ground, and the hand horizontal. The movement is horizontal. Now some errors. In this one, the person on the left-hand side has his hand cupped and it's not on center. And in the one on the right, what he's doing is his hand is off center and the elbow is not behind the hand. He's also looking at his hand, which is also not a good thing to do. In this one, the tan is far too high on the left-hand side, and on the right-hand side, although the position is correct, the fingers are apart, the thumb is out, and he is generally looking for injuries to his fingers. Now we'll discuss the wrist circle. This is very important because it's an isolation exercise. It has two phases. The first phase is the wrist circle itself, and the second one is forming the Wu Sau where you put your elbow out. They are distinctly separate. They should not be done together. Nothing moves. The forearm doesn't move, just the wrist. Anything else in the body works. So the elbow stays a fist and a thumb away at all times as you rotate the full circle. You'll go as far as you can in that circle, and at that point, when you reach as far as you can, the elbow is still a fist and a thumb away from center in center. At that point, it's the wrist that stays still. So now when we form the Wu Sau, the elbow goes out, but the wrist does not come back. It stays where it is. And now a couple of errors. On the left-hand side, the person is using the back of the hand to circle instead of the blade of the hand. In the one on the right, what is supposed to be happening is supposed to be symbolizing the guy is rotating the hand the wrong way first. And now the couple of errors here. One is the elbow is too far out in the Wu Sau as he's trying to crank the hand back. And then the other one, he's got his fingers bent. He's using a rotation of the wrist with his fingers instead of the blade of the hand. What should be happening at this time is the wrist doesn't move now. The elbow moves out to the side of the body, and if you notice where the arrow is in the middle pick near the wrist doesn't move as it forms into a Wu Sau. Technically, the medial epicondyle is parallel to the floating ribs. That's the little bone on the inside of the elbow. It comes parallel to the ribs as you form the Wu Sau. So the wrist stays where it is and the elbow goes out to the edge of the body. Again, two options for the thumb position in the Wu Sau. You can have it beside the hand or you can have it tucked into the palm. I prefer it tucked into the palm. The blade of the hand is cranked forward and the fingers are pulled back. It is the elbow that is pulling back the hand rather than the hand moving back by itself. The elbow moves back to cover the ribs to protect against rips and blows to the floating ribs area. But the elbow pulls the hand back rather than the hand pulling back by itself. The hand moves back in a straight line, horizontal. It moves all the way back until the blade of the hand is a fist and a thumb away from the center, as you see in this diagram. So the outside edge of the hand is a fist and a thumb. Now some errors. Here's one. The Wu Sau is way too high. In the next one, the elbow is out as he's moving his hand back rather than... He's moving your hand back rather than the elbow is pulling the hand back in this position. Another couple of errors where in the first one, the person has not let his elbow go out far enough. In the one on the right hand side, the fingers are all out of place. It's not the blade of the hand pushing forward. It's all far too relaxed. And now, the whole section, and remember this is twice as fast as it should be, the whole section, so you can get a complete view of how the technique should work. Remembering at all times that human beings have errors. In this case, his hand isn't quite flat enough. And of course, people move around, but his shoulders are square, which is good. Must maintain square shoulders, must maintain a proper stance at all times. The elbow also doesn't come quite far enough out, but not everybody has the same body proportion, so not everybody is identical when they do these things. Okay then, thank you very much for watching.